all these conversations we've had about lifestyle practices, that there is a question that should be asked, that like, is it a false argument anyway? Like deciding to grow in terms of having more freedom, more income, that's the goal, which I'm fine with that goal, by the way. More freedom, more income, more impact. That does not mean you have to get more staff, bigger, more headaches, more management, more like that. It's not necessarily that those things aren't necessarily correlated. They are historically, we've always thought this way, which is why I think rocket fuel was such a breakthrough for me too. Like I remember reading about the early stuff on traction and the entrepreneurial operating system and just being like, whoa, there's people like an integrator? I didn't know that existed, because I had never sort of understood that. I just knew that I couldn't seem to run a business, right? I couldn't seem to do all the things. It was like, I would try to grit my teeth and make myself do those things, the things that you're supposed to do, the thingy things when you run a business, the business things, right? Like yep. I would try to grit my teeth and make myself do it, and I couldn't. All I wanted to do was create stuff. That's it, at the expense of the business sometimes. So I love that idea and so when I discovered that, because we've got a team here that operates exactly that way, and it's so powerful. It reminds me a little bit too of this idea that you don't like, that you can outsource being in charge. I love that. Like, and I first learned that from something that Larry Swedroe said. So Larry, what would Larry's title be now? I just think of him as king, but what would his title be now? What's his title
gosh, now? I'm not even sure what his formal title is. Chief guru of all investment things.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I know he's been around at Buckingham forever. And I remember he said to me once, and Larry, I probably got 3 or 4 things that Larry has said to me that have just like clicked and really stuck around for a long time. But one of the things he said was that when he first joined Buckingham in the early days, he told them, put me in charge of nothing. Right? Like and I know he's evolved a little bit, but he largely was saying like, I'm not good at this being in charge, managing something. And I was like, oh, that's fascinating. Like you can do that. And then I realized I could actually, because I found myself saying, I just want someone to tell me what to do. And I realized like, I can outsource that. I can outsource being in charge. Like I've got this unique skill, the business, and that skill may be for an advisor. Let's say that you're one of the lucky ones, and your unique skill, either you're lucky or you've worked really hard to develop it, is you just love being in front of people. And you love being out, like the sort of business development work and first and second and third meetings, like that early stuff. You love that. Well, it turns out that's a really valuable and really unique and relatively rare thing to love. Like most people find that hard. Well, yep. You could say, I love doing that. Somebody else is in charge of everything else. And now finding that person, that's hard, but traction and rocket fuel have made it a little easier. So I love the idea that to make something bigger, you don't have to be a great manager. You can find someone. I think there's a corollary here too, right? You could love the spreadsheet part of this business. Mm-hmm. You don't have to make yourself love the crying on the couch part or the managing of the firm part. Like whatever it is that you're really good at.
I would much rather have the spreadsheet part than the crying on the couch part.
Greetings, Carl here. Thanks for watching that little clip. You know, I love my conversations I have with Michael on our podcast, Kitces and Carl. Love them, love them, love them. You know what else I love? These conversations that I have once a month as part of the membership program over at the Society of Advice. It's crazy, right? I invite some of my favorite people, the smartest people, the most impactful people I can think of, to come have a conversation with me about the work that you do. These are conversations you cannot hear anywhere else. Right? Sometimes they're with big, well-known authors and public thinkers, but often they're with people that you probably have never heard of, but will change your life. It's 90 minutes every month. It's called the membership. And you know what I think you should do? Here's an idea, crazy idea, but we've built this free trial. We've put some of my favorite little snippets of my favorite conversations for you to get an idea of what you're going to find on the inside, so you don't have to believe me. So just click the link and take a free trial, and then tell me what you think. Thanks, my friends.